Spinach is an edible flowering plant in the family of Amaranthaceae. It is native to Central and Southwestern Asia. It is an annual plant, which grows to a height of up to 30 cm. Spinach may survive over winter in temperate regions. The leaves are alternate, simple, ovate to triangular-based, very variable in size from about 2 euro 30 cm long and 1 euro 15 cm broad, with larger leaves at the base of the plant and small leaves higher on the flowering stem. The flowers are inconspicuous, yellow-green, 3 euro 4 in diameter, maturing into a small, hard, dry, lumpy fruit cluster 5 euro 10 across containing several seeds. Common spinach, Spinacia oleracea, was long considered to be in the Chenopodiaceae family, but in 2003, the Chenopodiaceae family was combined with the Amaranthaceae family under the family name Amaranthaceae in the order Caryophyllales. Within the Amaranthaceae family, the Amaranthoideae and Chenopodioideae are now subfamilies, for the amaranths and the chenopods, respectively. Etymology. The English word spinach dates to the late 14th century, and is from Spinach, of uncertain origin. The traditional view derives it from oprov. Spinac, which perhaps is via Catalan Spinac, from Andalusian Arabic o terahertz cubed o shu terahertz registered trademark as Spinaca, from Arabic o omo cubed o al omo registered trademark al sabanik, from Persian o terahertz cubed u 3/4 o omo terahertz registered trademark as Spinaca, meaning purportedly green hand, but the multiplicity of forms makes the theory doubtful. History. Spinach is thought to have originated in ancient Persia. Arab traders carried spinach into India, and then the plant was introduced into ancient China, where it was known as Persian vegetable. The earliest available record of the spinach plant was recorded in Chinese, stating it was introduced into China via Nepal. In AD 827, the Saracens introduced spinach to Sicily. The first written evidence of spinach in the Mediterranean was recorded in 3 10th-century works, the medical work by Al-Raza, and in 2 agricultural treatises, one by Ibn Mu'ayyan Shah and the other by Qusayt I Us al-Rahmah. Spinach became a popular vegetable in the Arab Mediterranean and arrived in Spain by the latter part of the 12th century, where the great Arab agronomist Ibn al-Iyaym called it o plus or minus o sho cubed o omo mu re 1/4 as albuqal, the chieftain of leafy greens. Spinach was also the subject of a special treatise in the 11th century by Ibn Currency or J. The prickly seeded form of spinach was known in Germany by no later than the 13th century, though the smooth-seeded form was not described until 1552. Spinach first appeared in England and France in the 14th century, probably via Spain, and it gained quick popularity because it appeared in early spring, when other vegetables were scarce and when Lenten dietary restrictions discouraged consumption of other foods. Spinach is mentioned in the first known English cookbook, the form of curry, where it is referred to as spingent or spinachus. Smooth-seeded spinach was described in 1552. In 1533, Catherine de' Medici became Queen of France. She so fancied spinach, she insisted it be served at every meal. To this day, dishes made with spinach are known as Florentine, reflecting Catherine's birth in Florence. During World War I, wine fortified with spinach juice was given to French soldiers weakened by hemorrhage. Culinary information. Nutrition. Spinach has a high nutritional value, especially when fresh, frozen, steamed, or quickly boiled. It is a rich source of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, magnesium, manganese, folate and iron. Iron. Spinach, along with other green leafy vegetables, is considered to be rich in iron. For example, the United States Department of Agriculture states that a 180 g serving of boiled spinach contains 6.43 mg of iron, whereas a 170 g ground hamburger patty contains at most 4.42 mg. However, spinach contains iron absorption inhibiting substances, including high levels of oxalate, which can bind to the iron to form ferrous oxalate and render much of the iron in spinach unusable by the body. In addition to preventing absorption and use, high levels of oxalates remove iron from the body. Calcium. Spinach also has a moderate calcium content. However, the oxalate content in spinach also binds with calcium, decreasing its absorption. The calcium in spinach is the least bioavailable of calcium sources. By way of comparison, the human body can absorb about half of the calcium present in broccoli, yet only around 5% of the calcium in spinach. Types of spinach. A distinction can be made between older varieties of spinach and more modern ones. Older varieties tend to bolt too early in warm conditions. Newer varieties tend to grow more rapidly, but have less of an inclination to run up to seed. The older varieties have narrower leaves and tend to have a stronger and more bitter taste. Most newer varieties have broader leaves and round seeds. The three basic types of spinach are: Savoy has dark green, crinkly and curly leaves. It is the type sold in fresh bunches in most supermarkets in the United States. One heirloom variety of Savoy is Bloomsdale, which is somewhat resistant to bolting. Other common heirloom varieties are Melonero and Viroflay. Flat or smooth leaf spinach has broad, smooth leaves that are easier to clean than Savoy. This type is often grown for canned and frozen spinach, as well as soups, baby foods, and processed foods. Giant Noble is an example variety. Semi-Savoy is a hybrid variety with slightly crinkled leaves. It has the same texture as Savoy, but it is not as difficult to clean. It is grown for both fresh market and processing. T-hybrid is a common semi-Savoy. Production, marketing and storage. Spinach is sold loose, bunched, packaged fresh in bags, canned, or frozen. Fresh spinach loses much of its nutritional value with storage of more than a few days. While refrigeration slows this effect to about 8 days, spinach will lose most of its folate and carotenoid content, so for longer storage, it is blanched and frozen, cooked and frozen, or canned. Storage in the freezer can be for up to 8 months. The Environmental Working Group reported spinach is one of the dozen most heavily pesticide-contaminated produced products. The most common pesticides found on spinach are permethrin, dimethoate, and DDT. Spinach is high in cadmium contamination. An FDA study found more in boiled spinach in the early 90s than in the 320 other foods studied. Spinach is packaged in air, or in nitrogen gas to extend shelf life. Some packaged spinach is exposed to radiation to kill any harmful bacteria that may be on the leaves. The Food and Drug Administration approves of irradiation of spinach leaves up to 4.0 kg. However, using radiation to sanitize spinach is of concern because it may deplete the leaves of their nutritional value. Researchers at the Agricultural Research Service experimentally tested the concentrations of vitamin C, E, K, B9, and 4 other carotenoids in packaged spinach following irradiation. They found with increasing level of irradiation, 4 nutrients showed little or no change. Those nutrients include vitamins B9, E, K, and the carotenoid neoxanthin. This study showed the irradiation of packaged spinach to have little or no change to the nutritional value of the crop, and the health benefits of irradiating packed spinach to reduce harmful bacteria seem to outweigh the loss of nutrients. In popular culture, the cartoon character Popeye the Sailor Man is portrayed as having a strong affinity for spinach, becoming physically stronger after consuming it. The commonly accepted version of events states this portrayal was based on faulty calculations of the iron content. In the version, German scientist Emil von Wolf misplaced a decimal point in an 1870 measurement of spinach's iron content, leading to an iron value 10 times higher than it should have been, and this faulty measurement was not noticed until the 1930s. This caused the popular misconception that spinach is high in iron that makes the body stronger. Criminologist Mike Sutton wrote an article in the Internet Journal of Criminology, claiming the Popeye-iron link is just another long-standing myth, and spinach was chosen and promoted in Popeye for its vitamin A content alone. In the cited article, he also disputes the above what he calls the spinach Popeye iron decimal error story due to lack of verifiable sources, although he found a different reference from 1934 reporting 20 times the actual iron content. Further research by Sutton presents more evidence for the speedies being a myth, which is cited as veracious evidence in the official errata pages for Samuel Arbsman's book, The Half-Life of Facts. Spinach, along with Brussels sprouts and other green vegetables, is often portrayed in the media, including children's shows, as being undesirable. For example, early Popeye movies played on the gag that Popeye's nephews never liked spinach but ate it anyway to grow up big and strong. The same theme is depicted in an even earlier classic cartoon from the New Yorker magazine, which also led to "I say it's spinach" becoming a 20th-century American idiom for nonsense. See also, spinach dip, spinach in the United States, references. Further reading, D. Moore, S. Walia, S. Sahor, M. Parkash, S. K. Walia, S. K. Walia. Prevalence of multiple antibiotic-resistant bacteria in ready-to-eat bagged salads. American Society for Microbiology meeting. June 5 9 pp. Atlanta Abstract, Rogers, Joe. What food is that? And how healthy is it? The Rocks, Sydney, NSW, Lansdowne Publishing Proprietary Limited, 1990. ISBN 1-86302-823-4. Cardwell, Glenn. Spinach is a good source of what? The Skeptic. Volume 25, No. 2, Winter 2005. Pages 31-33. ISSN 0726-9897, Blasey, Clive. The Australian Vegetable Garden, What's New is Old. Sydney, NSW, New Holland Publishers, 1999. ISBN 1-86436-538-2, Stanton, Rosemary. Complete Book of Food and Nutrition. Australia, Simon & Schuster, Revised Edition, 1995. ISBN 0-7318-0538-0, Sutton, M. The Spinach Popeye and decimal error myth is finally busted. BestThinking.com, http://www.bestthinking.com. Science of Biochemistry. The Spinach Popeye and decimal error myth is finally busted. External links, FAO Spinach Datasheet, Statistics about the Worldwide Spinach Production, Powell, D. and Chapman. Fresh and Risky Food Safety Network, September 15, 2006, Chisholm, Hugh, ed. Spinach. Encyclopædia Britannica. Cambridge University Press. A.